Do you think it's realistic, based on your experience playing in club, to have a club be the reason that mm, provides the protocols of performing at a certain level as a professional, or is it more you have to go find it on your own?
Like, depending what club you're on.
So let's say like you're 14, you're at just a regular club, just a normal, club. You realize that you need to be doing more. Do you look for the club to answer that, or is it up to the player to answer that?
Um, like, like you wanting more, needing more.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would say it's up to the player. You know? Like, I mean, everything's all up to the player. I mean, a club can't really force you to do anything.
But in terms of providing the outlet, because you had a high appetite, you still have a high
Hmm.
appetite for the game. I'm thinking about myself now based on our conversation. To be honest with you, I almost feel like I didn't prepare you well enough, but I also can say that I wasn't the coach I am today when I was coaching you. So I wish I was where I'm at now when I was coaching you at 11 years old. Um, but we can't go back in time. So I guess for the future generation, I guess it's like, what's the best way to prepare yourself for your dream?
And honestly, probably
Yeah.
playing for like an MLS next team.
Mm.
That's probably like, I mean, you check out all the UCLA players, their whole roster played for an MLS academy team. I mean, there's not a single player that didn't play for an MLS academy team. And some of them are, I mean, they're good, obviously, but I mean, there's better. I've seen better players. I've played with better players, and they just don't get looked at because they're not on an MLS team. You know?
So you think playing for an MLS next team or club is the pathway?
Yes, 100%. If you get the coach wants you on one of those teams, then take it because it helps a lot. I mean, have a lot of connections. They can put you on a lot of rosters. They can take you anywhere. I mean, they literally have everything. I mean, they train you like a pro. I mean, I saw the LA Galaxy's academy team training facility, their gym. They have their own gym, their own food place where they keep their diet. I mean, it's just crazy the way they get treated. So
So yeah, so it sounds like having a better structure. So let's say that a player doesn't have the ability to put themselves in that environment.
uh-huh.
Let's
Okay.
say they're not near that kind of environment. What's the next best option? Because those are all environments that have been
Yeah,
created,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
Um, if you can't, if you don't have, or if you
Well,
don't
let's
get
say
the
you even try
chance,
out. Let's say you try
yeah,
out for MLS next team, right? And you get
and
the
you
the
get
worst news
denied,
possible that you didn't make it.
uh-huh.
Then what do you
Um,
do?
I would just say just keep training, keep looking for a new environment, and one day the right team is gonna pop up, and you're just gonna. I mean, you can you can go anywhere you want. I mean, it doesn't really have to be an MLS academy for you to go off or anything, but just it's just what makes it easier for your dream to come true for sure. But you don't. I mean, by all means, I have friends that made a pro out of high school and they didn't even play for an academy team or anything like that. So,
So let's stick with that for a second. So what what was it about that person, the one that you mentioned that from high school went professional? Like, what was it?
mm, I mean, he was just, you could just tell he was just, it's not that he was a better player than the other players or anything. He was just more driven. He was more driven.
Mm.
He was more, he was working harder and everything. And I mean, that's why he's where he is. I mean, it's nothing like it was like news that wasn't gonna happen. You know,
Hmm.
it's coming. It's coming one way or another.